Hey everyone, and welcome to Tale Inferno, and welcome back to episode 9 of our story analysis journey of Dragon Age Origins. Episode 8 was crazy. We finished off the Redcliffe portion of the storyline, and if you missed it, which hopefully this isn't a big spoiler if you have missed it, and you've skipped an episode or something like that, or you've started right here, but guess what? Connor died. So it was decided by Amara on the screen here, our Dalish elf, that she was not going to move mountains and go to the Circle of Magi and try and get the demon out of Connor. Instead, what was decided was that Connor was going to die with the demon inside him, and that was that. We also said goodbye to Jowan. That was a fun little decision, a decision I'd never made before. But yes, Jowan did not survive the cells, and so it goes. So we're now in Redcliffe Castle, looking upon poor Al Eamon in his bed, while he continues to have a nice slumber, I guess. Hopefully it's a nice slumber. We still need to get the Urn of Sacred Ashes, of course. That is the second part of this mission, but the main part of the Redcliffe Castle part with Connor and the demon is all done. We leveled up at the very end of the last episode, and so now I've got my little wolf friend, so that is so exciting. I love having both Elganon, my Mabari, and now my little wolf friend, who I think I'm just going to call Solus for the sake of it. So I've got Elganon and Solus, or Elganon and Fenarel, just for a little bit of fun. So anyway, here we are. We've got Morrigan, Sten, and Elganon with us in our party. And I think the first thing that we're probably going to do after I have a conversation with both Isolde and look upon Al Eamon in a minute is probably go back to the party camp and see what unfolds there. It was crazy at the end of the last episode after the choices that we made that Liliana, who's not even in the party, was super unhappy for some reason. So interested to see how it all unfolds when we walk back into our party camp, because we haven't been there for a while and there's been some crazy things that have happened since. So with that in mind, let's go have a conversation with Isolde.
The castle is restored, but my son is forever lost. You will forgive me if I do not leap for joy.
I'm sorry it had to come to that. Have you forgotten you are partly responsible for this? You should learn to look on the bright side. Oh my goodness, the worst thing. I don't think Amara would say 3. I don't think she would say 1 either. I think she would be realistic and tell us all, hey, guess what? You are partly responsible for this.
No, nor shall I ever.
Oh, okay. Sure. Sten, you're gonna have to take a step back. You've gotten a little close to Isolde. I don't think she would appreciate that very much. Al Eamon looks a little improved. Unless someone finds a cure soon, he will likely die a slow and painful death. Oh, well, hurry on up, I guess, is what that's telling us. Alright. I'm pretty sure we picked everything up because I wanted to pick as much up before reading time in the last episode. That's really sad down there. A little toy horse next to the bones that was Why is this like this? Why? That is so sad. You got a little doll or toy or something there, and the horse and the pillows and just bones. Bones of Connor. That is very sad.
That poor little boy. I just can't bear to think what he must have gone through.
Alright, now, what's his face? Ben Tegan will be around here somewhere. He'll be on the lower floor, I would suggest. What do you have to say, Veilguard?
And the boy died. Even after all that. It's magic. That's what it is. Evil stuff.
Over with.
Oh, we already picked everything up in this vault. That's fine. We did get that key. Is anybody going to clean up the bones? Anybody? Anybody? Van Tegan.
You return. Might you have news?
I haven't even left the building yet. No, nothing yet.
Then I must resume my duties. The civil war continues, and Loghain is no doubt angered Redcliffe has not been disabled. Good luck, my lady. You are a great and noble woman. I hope it continues to go well, for all our sakes.
You seem to have forgiven the fact that I said that you were expendable. He did not seem super pleased when I suggested that. Alright, is there anything else? I feel like there was a door that was locked to me earlier, so I'm hoping that I find some stuff. Like, I don't think I was able to go back here before. No, maybe I was, because that's the basement, which I would have come out of. And there's bones everywhere. This suggests I have been through here. Yeah, okay. I don't think there's anything new or fun for me to pick up. That's fine. You know, life goes on, I guess. And now I'm just lost. Okay, here we go. Alright. Just looking at the food. Look like a whole bunch of potatoes. Let's get out of here. And I'm thinking we're gonna beeline straight to the party camp and accept whatever befalls us from our companions and how unhappy they probably are from what has transpired here in Redcliffe. Now, there we go. So another thing I was able to do in the last episode, very cheeky-like, was I was able to go back to Lothering to complete something very quickly so that it wouldn't stay in my quest log. However, now I can't go back to Lothering, so I think it's more of if you finish your first story, like big storyline, as part of the main story, it cuts off Lothering, so we can no longer go there. It has been destroyed by Darkspawn. Alright, but with that in mind, off to the party camp. Whew, a little bit nervous about what's going to transpire. If anything. Oh, here we go.
I heard about what happened at Redcliffe. I want to talk to you about it.
Are you upset because you weren't there? I don't want to discuss it right now. What's on your mind? Are you upset you weren't there?
I wish I'd been there, but no. I'm not upset about that. You killed Connor. You killed him. A little boy. How could you do that?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Whoa. Buddy. Yeah, number 3. Maybe you missed the part where he was possessed by a demon. What else could have been done? You weren't there. I didn't have a lot of choice. Maybe you missed the part where he was possessed by a demon. I didn't enjoy it, Alistair. You should be happy, though, because I killed Jowan, too, and I know that if you were there, that's what you would have asked for. So how about you think about that as well, and be happy about that. What else could have been done? You went there. I think she would say 3. Maybe you missed the part where he was possessed by a demon.
No, I didn't miss that. But if magic put that thing in him, how do you know magic couldn't have taken it out? There must have been some other way.
Whoa.
This is the Arl's son we're talking about here. What do you think he'll say when we revive him?
Buddy, I get it. It's not something that you would be super happy about, and I knew that you wouldn't be super happy about it. I didn't expect to have this happen. This was all for his benefit. He'll see that there was larger things at stake. I don't really care what he says. Maybe we shouldn't revive him then. We gotta. Maybe you're right, I don't know. I think there's a few options here that I think she may say. As I've been playing Amara, and as you would have seen from the previous episodes, since the whole dream that she had of the archdemon and all the darkspawn and stuff like that, she knows that, you know, while she doesn't want to be a Grey Warden, and she never wanted to be, she wants to stay as part of her Dalish clan and live her Dalish life and stay away from humans and city elves and everything else like that. She knows that, you know, she now has a lot of responsibility, and so does Alistair as the last 2 Grey Wardens. And after seeing that and knowing the doom that is coming, she is not naive to not know. That's good English. That, you know, her clan is in danger and that she can't just not do something about it, as much as she would prefer to have not been put in this situation. Some of the choices have basically been, look, if I have to do this, and I'm going to get as much help as I possibly can and grit my teeth through the fact that I'm hating every second of this. And that has been sometimes in the result of having to kill a few people because she's just sick of them. And it's like, you know what? You're not helping the situation. But, you know, all the stuff with the Arl is basically she needs him to wake, and she has done all these things to expedite that almost, to get themselves into a position where they have Arl Aemon and his, you know, support and his army and everything else like that as part of it. And so I see like this was all for his benefit is one option she might say. He'll see that there were larger things at stake, I think is a really important thing, because that's almost like how she's feeling at the moment. There are larger things at stake. I don't really care what he says is also something she would say, let's be honest. I don't think she would say maybe we shouldn't revive him then because she needs him and she hasn't made all of these choices just to lose him now. And 5, maybe you're right, I don't know, is not something she would say. She's pretty confident in the choices that she makes. So I'm leaning towards 3. She doesn't really care what he has to say. She did it. And he's going to be revived, and the Darkspawn is still going to be a thing, and that's like the main antagonist to Amara. Like, I know when I think about this game, you know, Tan Loghain is the antagonist, or an antagonist, but for Amara, her squabbles is not with Loghain. Her squabble is with the Darkspawn and that. So she really couldn't give 2 tosses about anything else as long as she can stop the blight. So 3, I don't really care what he says.
I just don't know how you could do it, how you could make that decision. I owe the Isle more than this.
Cunning. So this is about you and him and not me at all. Ooh. I honestly did the best I could, Alistair. A decision had to be made. I made it. Deal with it. I don't really care what you think. Quit your whining. You could have done no better. Oh shit. There's a lot of good answers here. Cunning is interesting. So this is about you and him and not me at all. That's a really interesting point. She does have some good cunning, so that might work in my favour. A decision had to be made, I made it. She might say that. Deal with it. I don't really care what you think. She would say 4. I mean, 4 and 5 are both answers she would probably run with. But I'm really keen to use 1, and I almost see it in the like in the perspective or in the tone of the sense of like not. I see it in the sense of like, this is about you guys. Back off from me. You know, I made a decision. I'm trying to stop the blight here. And you've got a whole thing going on. It's got nothing to do with me. You know, like, so this is about you and him and not me. Like, back off. It's got nothing to do with me and my choices. So I'm very, I mean, don't get me wrong, 4 and 5 are really cool choices to make here. Because, you know, deal with it. I don't really care what you think. Quit your whining, you could have done no better. I think I would be leaning more to 4 if I didn't have the cunning option, but I gotta run with it. Come on, like, come on.
No. Well, maybe. I don't know. I suppose it's done, isn't it? And it'll have to be enough. Oh, why am I getting on your back about it? You did what you had to. It's just all this death. Never mind. Let's just stop there before I do more than shove my foot in my mouth like an idiot.
Whoa! -20. My good gracious. I don't think I have... Oh, you want to be leveled up as well. There's probably a few people who want to be leveled up. But I'm not someone who sees it go down a lot. I'm not used to seeing that. It's going to be interesting. There is every chance that they'll all go up because I'll give them their gifts eventually to make everybody happy. But not make everybody happy, but to also just give the gifts because they're there for a reason, you know? Might as well give it out. But I don't know when I'll do that. You know, it is a bit of a... And I've got I did download the DLC ages ago, which is the Feast Day gifts. And, you know, those pump up. I'm not going to probably use those Feast Day gifts anyway. I mean... They're really cool because they've all got their own little animations if you activate them. I want to see how I go naturally with the approval and the disapproval to see how they go. But, I mean, ultimately, like with Liliana, for example, because as you would know, I want Amara and Liliana to have a romance. I got to push that up a little bit. And so there will be some times. And there are some things that you have to progress, that can only progress, I should say, with approval. So there will be times where I might have to accept a few... gift giving to push that back up. But anyway, a level up for Alistair. Alrighty, sir. Okay, you got a few things here, so let's bump up your strength. We'll bump up your dexterity and we'll push one up into constitution. Bravery, taunt. You got no more for... You need level 9 for that. Requires level 9. Overpower. The character lashes out with the shield 3 times. The first 2 hits inflict normal damage. The last strike is a critical hit if it connects, knocking the target down unless it passes a physical resistance check. Shield mastery increases the damage. Do shield defense. While this mode is active, the character drops into a defensive stance that favors the shield, gaining a bonus to defense and an increased chance to shrug off missile attacks, but taking a penalty to attack. With shield balance, the attack penalty is reduced. With shield expertise, the defense bonus increases. With shield mastery, the defense bonus increases further. The warrior's unwavering courage grants bonuses to damage, physical resistance, and mental resistance, as well as a bonus to critical chance that increases proportionally to the number of enemies above 2 that the warrior is engaging. I mean, I've got 2 points, so I don't have to worry too much here. So I might throw one into shield defense. What's here? Shield balance. The character has learned to compensate for the weight of a shield in combat and no longer suffers an attack penalty when using shield defense. That would be good, hey? Oh yeah, stuff. We'll get both of those. You don't have anything. Sten doesn't. Morrigan doesn't. Elganon doesn't. Liliana! Let's level you up. Alright. Throw some into there, and I'll give you both dexterity. Alright. We might throw... Why do you have so much into stealing? I mean, pop off, I guess. You thief. We'll throw it into combat tactics. I don't need that because I'm doing that, so that's fine. You are a bard. You've got Song of Valor, so the bard sings an ancient tale of valorous heroes, granting the party bonuses to mana or stamina regeneration at a rate affected by the bard's cunning. The bard can only sing one song at a time. And the bard's performance replete with dizzying flourishes is designed to distract and confuse. The target forgets who it was fighting and becomes disoriented unless it passes a mental resistance check. I have a feeling reading time is going to be really difficult for me. I'm having a moment. Melee archer. Oh, we'll get that because when people hit you, we don't want them to stop you from doing what you need to do. Sick. Alright. So, let's see who we want to talk to first. I think I'll talk to Liliana first on the basis that she reacted negatively to the decisions to do with Connor and all of that, and she wasn't even there, so I'm interested to know if she has something to say.
Yes?
Oh, no. Well, I'd like to talk.
Well, here I am.
Yes, you are. Ooh, this vision of yours. What would someone like you be doing in Lothering's Chantry?
What is meant by someone like me?
You just don't seem to belong in a cloister. You know, a beautiful, charming woman like yourself. Sanctimonious, preachy like all other Chantry zealots. They don't teach you how to fight in the cloister, do they? Ooh, okay. So here's the thing. I think Amara... I don't want to say Amara becomes a different person around Liliana. I think she's just naturally attracted to Liliana. I think, you know, even if we use the example of the choices that I made that may not have been necessarily very Amara coded when we first met Liliana. And I don't really think looking at these other answers, I mean, maybe 4. She might say 4. But come on, she's gonna say 2. You know, she's interested. She is attracted to Liliana, and I just think they are so alike yet so different, and I really, really like that as a back and forth, like a dynamic between them. So stuff that we're going to.
And there were no beautiful, charming women in the cloisters, you think? You would be wrong. There were many lovely young initiates in the Lothering cloister, all of them chaste and virtuous. It added to their mystique, because then they were forbidden, and forbidden fruit is the sweeter, no?
So can we go back to Lothering now? No, we can't. We were able to before, but not anymore. What about your fruit? Is it... Whoa! That's what they say. Jeez Louise. How forward would Amara be? I think she'd also be a little bit conflicted about the fact that she is. So, like, I feel like number 2 is very forward, and I don't think she... Like, I know that she has just said, you know, how many people do you find, like, beautiful, charming women do you find in a cloister or whatever? And that was quite forward. But I reckon she'd probably feel a bit of conflict in the fact that, you know, Leliana's a human and she's not really got... Well, I mean, it's not that she doesn't have an interest for humans. She hates humans. So I reckon she'll say 3. That's what they say.
I did not take those vows that the initiates took. Vows of poverty, chastity, among others. The chantry provides succor and safe harbor to all who seek it. I chose to stay and become affirmed.
What did you do before that? Affirmed. And why were you seeking safe harbor? So your skills were learned before your time in the chantry. So I think she would say 4. So your skills were learned before your time in the chantry.
I was a traveling minstrel in Orlais. Tales and songs were my life. I performed, and they rewarded me with applause and coin. And my skill in battle? Well, you pick up different skills when you travel, yes? Yes, of course. Let's move on.
Okay. Nice. Okay, we're biting back the loss of approval with Leliana. Okay, Elganon, what have you got to say?
I once heard a really old legend about how the Hound warriors in the days of the old tribes would feed their Mabari the flesh of the vanquished. Well, that's what I heard anyway. It would sometimes be human flesh. Oh, like you can tell the difference. For all you know, maybe you've already been fed something. Someone...
Alistair, you're being so mean. Don't listen to Alistair. He's full of rubbish. If you've had it and didn't know it, it probably was tasty. I'd never feed you another one. Don't listen to Alistair. He's full of rubbish.
Hey!
It's true, mate. Bugger off. Leave my dog alone. We've already had a conversation, Alistair. We'll talk again. Why not? What else do you have to say?
What do you need now?
Jesus, okay, he's not happy with me. I'm so used to hearing him say things like, your wish is my desire, your wish is my command, or some stuff like that whenever you get to romance him and stuff. I've never heard him so aggressive before. What do you need now? Oh my god, okay. Back off. You know what? Never mind. Not with that tone, sir. Sten, how about you?
Yes.
What were you doing in that cage?
Sitting, as you observed.
It's not what I meant. Very funny. Do you have to be so literal? Cute, you're the silent type, I see. I think she said, do you have to be so literal?
No, it's a choice, not a necessity.
Fine, let's drop this for now. Are you going to answer my question? You're impossible. Just tell me. You don't like me much, do you? 2, are you going to answer my question?
I did. Parshera. Was there anything else?
All right, okay. Let's go.
As you wish.
The banter with Sten is going to be interesting because Amara doesn't really know much about the Kunari after her time in the Dalish, so she's interested. And so I don't think she'd be aggressive with him. So I'm still trying to figure out exactly how she would approach Sten. And I haven't really figured that out even in that conversation. Morrigan!
What do you wish of me?
You didn't like me killing a mage, and I get it. I'd like to ask you something.
If you must.
Have you ever been hunted by the Chantry?
My mother has been hunted from time to time, yes. By Templar fools like Alistair, which should tell you how successful they generally were. Flemeth made a bit of a game of it, in fact. The Templars would come again, and she would look at me and smile and say that the fun was to begin once more.
Fun? You found it fun? You really had no trouble with them? I feel sorry for the Templars. I was listening but not really listening, and that's a problem of mine sometimes, particularly when my brain's not functioning at 100%. Flemeth made a bit of a game of it, in fact. The Templars would come again, and she would look at me and smile and say that the fun was begin. Because that's funny, because I think about the origin, like the Dalish origin, and the fact that Amara made a bit of a game of hunting, or at least pulling her bow and arrow out at the humans there that obviously she eventually killed, as you would recall in episode 1. And so number 1 makes no sense for her to say, because she also would find it fun. 2, you really had no... And she wouldn't feel sorry for the Templars. I wonder if 3 is supposed to be like a joke, like, oh, I feel sorry for the Templars, you know, but I don't want it to be not, like, I don't want it to be that she felt sorry for the Templars, per se. So I think 2 is the only answer she can really give that makes sense based off of her situation. So you really had no trouble with them?
I am unsure. I was too young to understand, and perhaps 'twas bravado on Flemeth's part, or perhaps she was merely amused. I will never know. Flemeth would warn them once. 'Twas a warning they inevitably failed to heed. And then the true game began. Often Flemeth would use me as bait, a little girl to scream and run and lure the Templars deeper into the wilds and to their doom.
Flemeth used you as bait. Did you actually kill them all? Surely more would have followed. I wish there was an answer of, oh, this sounds like good fun. Because, I mean, Amara didn't go hunting humans, obviously, but she obviously... I don't want to say, it sounds really bad when you say enjoyed killing humans that were running through the forest or near their clan. But, you know, looking back on the fun that her and Tamlin had, like the fun that they had when they had that conflict with the humans at the beginning. But, like, it was all, like, fun and games in that sense. Like, they were, like, there was quite a lot of bravado there, right? And then I see this... And, like, Amara being like, Flemeth used you as bait? Or did you actually kill them all? Like, 2 is... I know what the inference is, which is... You couldn't have killed them all, could you? Like, hopefully you kept some of them alive, because killing them all would be so bad. I would like to think that 2 is actually like, did you actually kill them all in the sense of, you know, out of curiosity? Like, I don't feel like Amara would answer any of this respond to this in any of these ways, but maybe 1, Flemeth used you as bait.
'Twas a game, and I a young girl. If I didn't get to play, I would have been very upset. Thankfully, the wilds is a vast place. Once they found us, Flemeth would simply move us elsewhere, and we would be lost within the forest once again. I did not understand the danger we faced until I was much older. I had never heard of apostates or maleficarum.
Don't you regret? Don't you regret hurting any of those men at all? What exactly is an apostate? Do you still think that was fun? They got what they deserved. That makes more sense for her to say. They got what they deserved.
Perhaps they did. Still, I do not begrudge them doing what they believe is necessary. The Chantry sees any mages not leashed to the Circle of Magi as apostates, and apostates could become maleficarum, evil mages that resort to blood magic and become demon-enslaved abominations. It may even be true. Still, those of us who prefer freedom see no reason to submit.
Meaning what? Will fight you to the end, have you no responsibility to those around you. If I were a mage, I might think the same. I agree completely if you say so. This is an interesting one to consider for Amara. She is against blood magic. She understands, because Dalish clans don't ever allow too many mages within a camp. You have your keeper, that's always a mage, the first to the keeper, which is your succession planning, basically, as a keeper. And I would imagine that they may only have, like, one other. Any others they send to the circle, or they keep out to fend them for themselves, which is not very nice at all. I don't think they send them to the circle, actually. I could be wrong. I'd be happy to hear if there are some instances that I'm forgetting of where they actually directly send them to the circles, but... Because I can't remember if you're an elf mage, you are in the circle, and I don't remember if that was based off of your Dalish clan putting you there. Maybe they did. It's hard to say. I cannot recall. But, like, you know, there are some that would literally just leave them, I don't want to say for dead, but just leave them in whatever location they're at. So I'm not too sure if like Amara's feeling of mage freedom is like how I would normally play another type of character. I don't want to say a human character, any other type of character, or whether it's elf or anything. I'm of the opinion that mages should be free and have support required to be able to be safe in that freedom. So, you know, how in Tevinter, how they have circles, but the circles are like colleges, not prisons per se. Now, the Tevinter Imperium get other things very wrong, but the concept of that, and like allowing mage freedom in the sense of them not having to deal and basically be imprisoned for who they are. That's what I usually play my character to be like. I don't want to say a mage sympathizer, that's a very strong way of putting it, but to be someone who supports mage freedom. And I think I'm not sure what Amara's feeling of that is, you know. So, still, those of us who prefer freedom see no reason to submit. Meaning what? We'll fight you to the end. Have you no responsibility to those around you? If I were a mage, I might think the same. I agree I don't think she would agree completely. But I think she can understand as a Dalish elf, because she's not a city elf. And the Dalish elves, you know, they travel together. They're one with nature, per se. They live their lives based off of their traditions. 3 is kind of the answer I'm leaning towards for Amara. You know, that curiosity of, like, if I was a mage, I might think the same. So yeah, I think 3. I can't wait.
Thank you for small favours, then, at the very least. Enough of this talk. Let us return to the task at hand.
Yeah, no worries. Oh, cool. Approval! Yeah, it's one of those things, like, I know that, like, Amara doesn't like blood mages, and that was clear-cut during the Jowan incident in the last episode. So I think, you know, it's not that she necessarily is like, oh, save all the mages and stuff like that, but I think she gets the essence of freedom, and she gets the essence of why they may feel the way that they do, and it's not necessarily a human versus Dalish elf situation, because elves obviously can be mages too. They get sent off to all sorts of places. I think she can understand, particularly in her position as a Grey Warden now, where she was basically forced into it, that, you know, if she was a mage, she would understand the premise of wanting that freedom. So we'll see how Amara goes as we continue. What are you doing, sir? Just kneeling on the ground? Alright, anyway. With that all being said and done, I'm going to do some inventory management, and I'm going to sell some stuff to Bodan here. So give me a moment. Alrighty, so my inventory has been managed. I've sold a whole bunch of stuff off, which is great. And what I realised that I did at the end of the last... Well, not at the end, but I did pick up during the last episode, was the... Oh gosh, where is it now? What did I do with it? The Tome of Skill and Sundry. So I am going to use that with Amara now. Bada bing, bada boom, and I can now level up. Ain't that wonderful? I'll give myself cunning or dexterity. I think we'll pop up our... Oh, I think I must... no, we'll pop up our cunning. And I'm going to slip that into expert survival, so that we have enough survival by the time we get to the Dalish camp. I'm sure there will be plenty of opportunities to get this back up. More opportunities to upgrade the skills, I should say, to be able to get to 3. But once I've selected this, it will basically mean that when we get to the Dalish clan, or like the Dalish part in the Brazilian forest, that Amara will be able to do the right thing with the Hulla, the injured Hulla, or sick Hulla. And that makes a lot of sense for Amara to be able to do that. So, yes, fabulous. Done and done. Okay. So, where to from here? I'm thinking I'm actually going to get myself to the circle so I can get myself Wynne. Although I have been umming and ahhing about how much I do actually need Wynne. And thinking maybe I should use this as an opportunity to try what it's like to side with the Templars rather than the mages, but I think it would be a lot of fun to see Wynne in this environment with Amara. But let's see how it plays out nonetheless, because Wynne is an incredibly good character to have from a healing and revival perspective. And I know as time goes on, that is going to be a whole lot more needed on my end, because we've all seen the cracks now on how I go when it comes to combat. I'm not the greatest at it. I don't ever play any harder than normal for that very reason. I know my limits. So there is a part of me that's like, for a good playthrough on my end, it may be better for me to have Wynne in my party. And then I can get some cool banter between Wynne and Elganon, and maybe I can have a really cool group of Wynne, Morrigan, and Sten. That would be sick, actually. And maybe others as we get more people. Having 2 mages in the party would be really powerful. But yeah, the more I think about it, the more I want Wynne in my party. Whether that makes sense for Amara or not, I don't care. Again, it goes back to the fact of getting as many people to help her as she can. So I'm going to head to the circle and start that process and get ourselves Wynne. So I will eventually deal with you, Levy. But until then, we skedaddle off. And hopefully this works this time, after the glitch that happened before. So I'm going to be honest. Who do I want to take to the circle with me? Morrigan, of course, is coming. Of course. Thank you. I love how when you select a character, they like pose. I think Morrigan's pose is so cool with the whole like, yeah, what's up? Here's my power. Sten.
Yes.
And Elganon. Nice. Except, it's going to work? No. Goodness gracious me. That's alright. We have learned how to get out of here from here. Alright, so we want to go to the circle, I believe. So let's go to Lake Calenhad's docks, which is sitting in the shadows of the old Imperial Highway. These docks are now the only means to reach the tower. Onwards to the docks. We're going to go that way? Why wouldn't we go that way? Okay, we're just going to take the longest route. That's cool.
I bring word, sire. There are demands from the Banorn that you step down from the Regency. They are said to be gathering their forces, as are your allies. It appears it will be civil war after all, despite the Darkspawn. Pity. I also have an interesting report. There seem to be Grey Wardens who survived Ostagar. How, I don't know. But they will act against you. I have arranged for a solution, with your leave.
The Antivan Crows send their regards. An assassin?
Against Grey Wardens, we will need the very best, sire.
And the most expensive.
Just get it done.
Oh.
How did a child survive that? The crater is still smoking. It's a boy. 5 fingers, 5 toes. That's all that matters to me. The Maker has answered our prayers. Let's go home, Marta, and raise the tyke as our own.
So we've now been introduced to Zevran. Nice. Zevran's a funny character to me. I do like Zevran as a character. I think he's very cool. With the Zevran versus Alistair type thing, I've always been more of an Alistair girly than I have been a Zevran girly. I've never it's funny, when it comes to the Antivan accent, I much prefer it on I much prefer the Antivan accent on a woman. I think Josephine's voice is so lovely. And I don't know why I prefer it with the more feminine type of voice. It was the same when it came to Lucanus in the Veilguard. I think both Zevran and Lucanus are very attractive characters, but there is something about the Antivan accent that is very suave, but just doesn't quite do it for me. Unless, apparently, if it's feminine. Now, Josephine's voice I could listen to all day. Okay, give me that medium metal ore, thank you. I'm assuming that this has got something to do with, like, bloody Superman or Hercules. But I like how there's, like, 5 fingers, 5 toes. That's all we can ask for. Shouldn't they have 10 fingers and 10 toes? No, doesn't matter. I get it. Seems like a long way to go, but I guess the other way was just as long. Such a really cool, like, setting. Look at how big that moon is. Good grief. Alright.
What is the name they have for Mother and I? Apostates? Truly, it boggles the mind.
Ah, you're talking about the mages. Yes. It's very ominous. Right, give me that death root. Right, we'll have some gossips nearby, don't we? Oh, I found the deserter. Oh, this will be a fight because you got friends. I'll be right there.
Compensating as always.
Elganon, I got something for you to piss on. I also need to get my wolf friend back. Hang on.
And I'm off.
Wolf friend! Venerel, hello. Okay, I'll be right with you.
What business would the mighty Grey Warriors have with a man like me?
I wanted the barrel! I'm here on behalf of the Blackstone Irregulars.
Oh? What was this about?
I hear you stole supplies from the guild. I'm here to bring you in for desertion. I hear you stole supplies from the guild.
Oh, I see. Tauren must have sent you.
Tauren?
I refuse to answer to a pawn of Tauren. Come, men, to arms!
Time for more practice.
Alright. Kick you, and how dare you stun me, sir? I was going to stun you. I pressed all the wrong buttons. Alright, let's go. Alright, Wolfie, go! Go, Wolfie, go! How are we going? Morrigan? Good grief. I believe in you, Morrigan, I really do. But if anybody's gonna die first, Morrigan, it has to be Sten. I'm sorry. Okay. Alright. You got anything? No. Only Samael. Guild supplies. Give. Thank you. Now the barrels is what I wanted. Thank you. And thank you. Nice. Kester, hello. Oh, and Mage's Collective Liaison. Hello.
You're the Grey Warden, aren't you?
Yes.
Exactly who I was hoping to meet. I represent a collective of mages interested in going about their lives without the constant scrutiny of the Chantry.
And wearing really funny hats. How can I help you? Tell me more. Isn't that against the Chantry laws? Tell me more.
The collective is a self-policing guild of mages who simply want to be left alone. We mean no offense to the Chantry, but we would rather live on our own terms. Next to me, and in every major settlement, you will find an inconspicuous sack containing requests from mages all over the land who need the assistance of someone skillful and discreet.
Inconspicuous sack, you say? I'll take a look at these requests. I cannot help you. Give me a reason to turn you into the Templars. Because we don't care. I'll take a look at these requests.
Thank you, my friend. We have agents in every major settlement to reward you for work done on behalf of the collective. Make us smile upon you.
Yes, thank you. Alright. Your bag, please. Alright, here we go. Places of power. Hear me and obey. My power waning. Crebulash, the epithet. Require a reconnection to the mystic places I have left behind. You, the bearer of this note, shall travel to these places and trace upon them my personal glyphs, claiming their eldritch energies for my own. You will come upon sites of mystic power in the ancient places of the world. The Brazilian forest, the deep roads the heart of Denerim and near the base of the Circle Tower. Sure. Careless accusations. The activities of the Maleficarum on my I think I'm going to really struggle with reading time today. The activities of the Maleficarum on my doorstep did not go unnoticed, and now I am in danger of being brought before the Templars myself. A small band of drifters claim to have seen me practicing forbidden arts, and they have left to deliver testimony of my alleged deeds to the Chantry. I ask the Mages Collective to find and stop these false witnesses by any means necessary. They were travelling along the road from Lothering to Denerim, where their lies will seal my fate. Okay. Notice of termination. There comes a time in each young mage's life that he must strike forth from beneath the shadow of his mentor. For my 3 young and unremarkable apprentices, this time is now. He who accepts this calling takes it upon himself to deliver documents of congratulations to my apprentices, who will no doubt be uninformed as to the contents of the missive. The apprentices' names are Starrick, Alina, and Sheth. I have cleverly sent them away from my abode so that they may receive this information in a public place, thus guaranteeing the safety of my willing courier. You will find 2 of them in Denerim. The other is procuring a slightly rarer item from Orzammar. And be sensitive, I would not wish harm upon their delicate feelings. Thy brother's killer. My worst fears have been realized. A band of devilish Maleficarum are performing their profane rituals within close proximity to my own sanctum. This cannot stand. I, Jabusto, charge he who accepts this request to destroy the fiends before their evil brings unwanted attention from either Templars or demons to my back door. Travel to the Brazilian forest and slay these blasphemers. Or blasphemers. Sure. Herbal magic. Disaster. So consumed have I been in my personal projects that I have neglected to collect vital components of the herbal remedy I use to sharpen my mind for thoughts of the other world. Without it I am ruined. Ruined! I will humbly reward any who bring me 10 bundles of deep mushrooms. With this I can continue on my quest for enlightenment with a clear mind and fewer bouts with drowsiness and indigestion. May he who accepts this request be showered in riches and love from the Maker's heart for this noble and selfless act. This is literally my salvation. Literally. Accept. Cool. So many things! How exciting. Kester, how do we feel about this?
Wow, I've never seen one of you knife-ears dressed like the King of Ferelden before. You made good for yourself, eh?
Whoa! Excuse me?
Oh, I don't mean no offence. I know I shoot my mouth off. I'm just not used to your kind, trussed up all fancy.
Well met, do you know how I get to the tower? You mean you're used to seeing us as slaves or servants, my kind? It's a shame that an elf's decent clothing is so rare. You mean you're used to seeing us as slaves or servants?
Oh, there I go again. I don't mean nothing by it. I swear I should start over. I'm mighty pleased to be making your acquaintance, miss.
Yeah, fuck off. Are you mocking me?
Mocking? No, I was just saying it's nice to meet someone such as yourself. I'm the ferryman. Leastwise, I used to be. Poor old Kester. Out of a job.
So I can't get across? Why? So I can't get across?
Gregor just came down and said, "Don't you worry, Kester, we got it all under control, we do." Didn't say nothing else. And then he puts Carol in charge of my boat. Lissy. Named for my grandmum she was.
I should get going. Who's Gregor? Is something wrong up there at the tower? You have no clue why they'd stop people from coming across. Who's Gregor?
He's Knight Commander of the Templars up in the tower. Good man.
Is there something wrong up there at the tower?
I told you, they didn't tell me nothing. And if I know they're mages, I'm better off keeping out of their business. If I had to guess, I'd guess it had to do with magic. But the tower's always got something to do with magic.
How could you not know you lived close by? But I have to get there. I'm on official business. Oh yeah, but I have to get there. I'm on an official business.
Don't look at me. I told you, I'm not the ferryman no more. Gregor's told me to stay here till it blows over. But I'm telling you, some storms don't blow over easy.
I could convince the Templars to let me in.
Maybe you could at that. I'm sure your mind's all afire now, eh?
What are your opinions on the Circle?
I reckon it's good for them mages. Gather them all, learn them some proper magics. I know what they say about mages, but the Maker made them for a purpose. If you can't trust him, who can you trust?
Assuming we're talking about the Maker and not Solus. So you know the Knight Commander Gregor well?
Oh, I can't say that. I'm lucky he's good enough to give me the time of day. The first enchanter's all right. He's polite as can be, but he's always a little distant, if you get my drift. But Gregor'll stay to talk. I reckon he likes hearing from us common folk, you know? He's a man to be respected, that Gregor.
Can't stay. Good day, Kester.
All right. Keep safe, you hear?
I don't think she would have said the good day part, to be honest. Okay, so note to self, when I find deep mushrooms, I need to keep them. A sack! Is it inconspicuous? Another one? Oh, we're getting some deep mushrooms. Okay, don't sell them. The fact that it's sparkling makes me think I need to fucking loot it, but no. Alright. It's okay. I'm gonna go into... Actually, hold that thought. We're not gonna go into the spoiled princess yet. I'm going to get some healing poultices done by Morrigan. I was thinking about that while I was doing my inventory management before when I saw how many flasks and elf fruit I had. So I'm gonna make some health poultices. So hold that thought. Alrighty. Health poultices made. To the spoiled princess. Ooh. Yes, please. Oh, another love letter. Ooh, shady patron. Hello.
What are you looking at? Can a man drink in peace?
Oh, you're apparently shady. I want to know. Disgruntled.
Leave me alone.
Ooh. Lorana, hello.
Good day.
Okay. Innkeeper.
Good day, and welcome to the Spoiled Princess. Is there something I can get for you?
Why is the inn called the Spoiled Princess?
It was my father's idea. He ran the inn before me, and he named it for my sister. She was his little princess. Princess decided the country was too dull for her and moved to Denerim. More glamorous, she said. Well, she was found murdered, robbed of all the trinkets my father bought her with his hard-earned money. My father died of shock and heartbreak. Mother stopped eating, and I got the struggling inn. The name stuck. That's the story.
Oh, nice. I should get going.
Of course. If there's anything I can get you, just let me know.
Well, good. Alright. This seems like a really nice place that you've got going on here. You seem really happy about owning it too. Alrighty, well, with that all being said and done, let's get across the bloody water. Let's get across the lake. Let's say hello to the mages. Nothing bad is happening. I'm almost certain of it. Hello, Carol.
You're not looking to get across to the tower, are you? Because I have strict orders not to let anyone pass.
Oh, well, guess what? I'm not just anyone. Why? I need to get to the tower.
No one gets to the tower. No one. The tower is off limits to all.
I need the first enchanter's help. I don't think, just like in Redcliffe, she didn't let on to the fact that she was a Grey Warden. I think she's going to continue to try and push until she knows that she has to use the Grey Warden card.
No. I've one job and one job only. And by the Maker's shiny gold cutlery, I will do it.
Whoa, okay. The Maker probably doesn't have cutlery.
Oh, and he's told you that, has he? Well, you're still not getting into this tower.
As a Grey Warden, I demand to be brought to the tower.
Oh, you're a Grey Warden, are you? Prove it.
Okay, alright. I have these documents here. Oh, I don't have to prove anything to you.
So I'm not good enough for you. Fine. See if you get into the tower on your own.
Oh, nice. I warn you, my patience is very thin. Your superior won't like that you've given me trouble. I don't know if Intimidate's going to work. Does it have to be strength versus strength? Because I would imagine that he's probably got more strength than me. Can't we work something out? I'll deal with you later. How hard is it to drive a boat? I just kick him off and I'll swim. I warn you, my patience is wearing thin. Your superior won't like that you've given me trouble. I'm going to give Intimidate a go. I warn you, my patience is wearing thin.
Is that bad? Look, I'm just trying to do my job. I'll take you right now, just like you wanted.
Yes! Look at these guns. Yes, please do.
Come
I'm
along,
intimidating
I
you. Kaduj! Onward we go. My Dalish elf, my little Amara. So scary to intimidate in front of a burly Templar and all of his armour. Alright, let me in.
And I want 2 men stationed within sight of the doors at all times. Do not open the doors without my express consent. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Now we wait and pray.
What's going on here? It's very Inquisitor coded. You're Gregor, I assume? So you're in charge.
Who are you? I explicitly told Carol not to bring anyone across the lake. We're dealing with a very delicate situation. You must leave for your own safety.
Nah. No, the mages have an obligation to the Grey Wardens, but I seek the mages' help to defeat the Darkspawn, not without a promise for assistance in the coming war. No, 2, but I seek the mages' help to defeat the Darkspawn.
I am weary of the Grey Warden's ceaseless need for men to fight the Darkspawn, but it is their right. You'll find no allies here. The Templars can spare no men, and the mages are indisposed. I shall speak plainly. The tower is no longer under our control. Abominations and demons stalk the tower's halls.
This is why we cut the tongues from mages in Parvolan.
I will admit to agreeing with your companion. Maker knows the Kunari would not have gotten themselves into this position.
What can I do to help? How did this happen? Sounds like the Templars haven't been doing their job. You said something about abominations. How did this happen?
We don't know. We saw only demons, hunting Templars and mages alike. I realized we could not defeat them and told my men to flee.
You should have fought them for all your bluster. You Templars are just cowards. Oh, yeah, she's going to say 3.
They took us by surprise. We were prepared for 1 or 2 abominations, not the horde that fell upon us.
Why don't you rally your men and kill them all? I'm heading down supporting the Templar side of things at the moment, and you're still waiting here. Isn't that dangerous? So why don't you rally your men and kill them all?
I will destroy the tower, raze it to the ground. But I cannot risk more of my men. The doors remain shut, and they will protect us for now.
That's no solution. Doors can be broken. You shut everyone in there, including innocent mages. Has nothing emerged yet? My heart would go for 2, but I cannot imagine Amara saying that. Like, I don't see her suddenly being like, hang on a second, what about the innocents? I mean, unless she thinks about the potential elves that are here, that may have come from Dalish clans, but again, that's just me wanting to choose 2. That's no solution. Doors can be broken.
We do not mean for the doors to stay closed forever. Everything in the tower must be eliminated. I have sent word to Denerim, calling for reinforcements and the right of annulment.
The right of annulment?
The right of annulment gives Templars the authority to neutralize the Mage Circle. Completely. This situation is dire. There is no alternative. Everything in the tower must be destroyed so it can be made safe again.
The mages are not defenseless. Some must still live. Why wait? I could go clean the tower out now. You were right. The abominations cannot be allowed to leave. There must be another way. It is unfortunate, but I see that you have little choice. See, she would certainly be leaning towards killing all of the mages, that's for sure. But I think 3 is an interestingly worded answer, because Gregor's talking about that everything in the tower must be destroyed. But 3 says you are right. The abominations cannot be allowed to leave. So there's a part of me that's like, maybe she says this because she believes that the abomination shouldn't be alive. But it allows for that wiggle room of the mages that aren't abominations. But that may be also me just trying to be nicer. Like, I don't know what one serves Amara in this situation. Because at this point, here's how I see it. I also have to remember her frame of mind at the moment. So she's had to deal with the whole Al-Eamon thing, which she hasn't finished. She still needs to go and get the Urn of Sacred Ashes. So I see this and I go, okay, well, the mages like, she still needs support for this upcoming fight. And she's come to the circle for mages. Not necessarily for Templars, she's come for mages, or some form of circle support, which may be a combination of both. With that in mind, is she coming in here going, okay, yeah, we're going to kill everyone? You know, too bad, so sad, I guess we're not going to have the mages for this fight. Or is she going to think, no, I need some mages. Like, I need this. I actually need this to fight the blight. I think she's going to go 3. Yeah, I'm going to stick to my guns. 3.
No one could have survived those monstrous creatures. It is too painful to hope for survivors and find nothing.
I'll look for survivors, but it was you that shut them all in. If you're so sure, why wait for the right of an element? When did you send word to Denerim? I think she would say, I'll look for survivors. Because I think, you know, again, she needs people to fight. And so she might go, hey, look, I'll go in. I'll deal with all the baddies, but I'll also keep safe the goodies. I'll look for survivors.
I assure you, an abomination is a force to be reckoned with, and you will face more than one.
Mate, you don't know who I am. Abominations can't stand against me. I have confidence in my abilities. I have faced abominations before. I should consider this more carefully. I must try. It is the right thing to do. She's very confident in her abilities. I don't think she would say that, though. I think she would say 1. Abominations cannot stand against me.
If you succeed, I would owe you much. Enough that I would pledge my Templars to your cause.
Hey.
Without word from Denerim, I must determine our course. Surely destroying Darkspawn is a worthy goal.
We have an agreement then. Is that all you can offer me? I need to think about... I said I'd look for survivors. So we have an agreement then.
A word of caution. Once you cross that threshold, there is no turning back. The great doors must remain barred. I will open them for no one until I have proof that it is safe. I will only believe it is over if the first enchanter stands before me and tells me it is so. If Irving has fallen, then the circle is lost and must be destroyed. May Andraste lend you her courage, whatever you decide.
That's okay. Thank you. Alrighty. Templar.
Be on your guard. They could attack at any moment.
Nothing here. Let's look at the vase. Got some lyrium dust. You're wounded. You're the quartermaster, so
I wish this were over. We're running low on supplies, and I don't know how much longer we'll last.
Do you need help? Yeah.
We need the abominations and demons out of this place, if that's what you mean.
Oh, yeah.
If you have anything to trade, that would be helpful too.
Well, aren't you lucky? Do you have a backpack? You do! Ain't that nice? I'll take that. Thank you. Nice. Alright, I won't take that. That's fine. Anything else that you might have that is of interest to me? Oh, Staff of the Magister Lord. Hey. Ooh. You need a whole lot more magic though, but look at all of that! Holy moly. That's okay. Do you have any cool anythings? Thorn. A vine-like pattern circles this ring, appearing dense and foreboding. There is an abrasive element along the interior of the band, though the scratched finger never bleeds. And the spiral band. Oh, I was going to say, are they both spirit damage? No, I just can't read. One's nature and one's spirit. The metal of this ring twists on itself. It appears uncomfortable, as though it couldn't possibly fit correctly, but it quickly conforms to the user's fingers. Ooh. I don't think there's anything else that I could really... Ooh. Ew. But it can only be for a mage. No thanks. Okay, that's fine. That's all I wanted was a backpack. Thank you. Hello, Templar.
So the mages are all locked
rip
within.
You apart and eat
Fitting
you
end
from the
for those who
inside
gave
out.
up their own freedom.
Oh, well that's nice, Morrigan. Okay, anyway. Let's go in. I don't think there's anything more that I need here. So, with that in mind, I think we're going to go right in. We're locked in, boys. Okay. So how I see it is that Amara is again, she's not moving mountains for anyone, but she does need all the help and support that she can get. Ooh, watch guard of the reaching. Oh, yes, of course.
Success.
Success. This kind of quest with the Codex entries, of course. I always forget. Circle Tower, the Broken Circle quest line is one that I both love and hate. Because there's, I mean, nobody likes the Fade part of this mission. Let's be honest, nobody likes the Fade.
You seem so deep in thought, my dear Sten. Thinking of me, perhaps? The two of us together at last?
Yes.
What did you say?
You will need armor, I think. And a helmet. And something to bite down on. How strong are human teeth?
How strong are my teeth?
Canary teeth can bite through leather, wood, even metal given time. Which reminds me, I may try to nuzzle.
Nuzzle?
If that happens, you'll need an iron pry bar. Heat it in a fire first, or it may not get my attention.
Perhaps it would be better if we did not proceed.
Are you certain? If it will satisfy your curiosity.
Yes. Yes, I think it is best.
Okay, interesting conversation to have while there are dead bodies scattered around the place and bloodstains everywhere. But sure, whatever floats your boat, I guess. What I was saying was... Actually, I don't remember what I was saying, to be honest. Oh, I was saying that nobody likes the Fade. What I was saying was that I think Amara is similar to a lot of things. She's just trying to find people to help this bloody cause. I don't think she necessarily aligns one way or the other when it comes to Templars versus Mages. It is very much a... She's trying to do the stuff for necessity. Give. Yeah, she knows that there are things that need to happen, and the only way that she can get that stuff to happen is to get as many people as possible, because she, while she is very confident in her abilities, that does not mean that she thinks that she can fight every darkspawn under the sun. You show him, Wynne.
It's you. No, come no further. Grey Warden or no, I will strike you down where you stand.
Wait, why? You have children with you? Wynne, what are you doing here? Wynne, what are you doing here?
I am a mage of the Circle. More importantly, why are you here? The Templars would not let just anyone by.
I came here seeking the aid of the mages. I was just exploring. I'm helping Gregor resolve the Circle's difficulties. Should be honest, I came here seeking the aid of the mages.
And you were told that the Circle was in no shape to help you, I suppose. So why did the Templars let you in? Do they plan to attack the tower now?
No, they are waiting for reinforcements. Don't worry, the rite of annulment has not arrived. Should say one.
So Gregor thinks the Circle is beyond hope. He probably assumes we are all dead. They abandoned us to our fate. But even trapped as we are, we have survived. If they invoke the rite, however, we will not be able to stand against them.
We waste time here when there are abominations to kill. What happened here, it's nothing less than the Circle deserves. One.
If you are here to kill abominations, let me help you. I erected a barrier over the door leading to the rest of the tower, so nothing from inside could attack the children. You will not be able to enter the tower as long as the barrier holds, but I will dispel it if you join with me to save this Circle.
Very well, I will help you, but the Templars may attack at any minute. We must try to avoid needless slaughter. I'm sorry, Amara. What? No, I disagree. Annulment is the only option. Very well, I will help you. It's probably, again, it's not This isn't nice to humans. This is, let's just keep moving and get this sorted.
Once Gregor sees that we have made the tower safe, I trust he will tell his men to back down. He is not unreasonable.
Then we should set off immediately. Gregor will only accept it if the first enchanter says so. Will the children be safe here? I shall do this on my own. I need to consider this. Gregor will only accept it if the first enchanter says so.
Then our path is laid out before us. We must save Irving.
She doesn't care about the children. I shall do this on my own. I need to consider this. Then we should set off immediately.
You want us to assist this preachy schoolmistress to rescue these pathetic excuses for mages?
It's either one way or the other for
Allow
you.
themselves to be corralled like cattle, mindless. Now their masters have chosen death for them, and I say, let them have it.
My good gracious, do you remember, Jowen, you were pissed when I killed him. Why do you want to... What? You could have been one of them if things were different. I've made my decision. We will help Wynne. Why do you treat the circle with such scorn? Hold your tongue, you harpy. You will do as I say. Amara is having a moment. She just wants to sort this out so she has the circles... There is an alarm going off outside and I'm hoping it's not my car. Give me 1 second to check. Alrighty, I'm back. I believe the alarm that you may be able to hear in the background. Apologies if you can hear it. It's I think it's a business that exists near where I am. So anyway, I was grappling with the fact that bloody Morrigan here has many different feelings. As I've mentioned before, I think Amara is really quite interested in Morrigan because she's not your usual human. And there's a lot of things about Morrigan and Flemeth that really does something to Amara's mind when thinking about... It's not that they're similar per se, but I think there are things that interest Amara about the situation. So with that in mind, I think it's not that she takes a lot of interest in what Morrigan has to say or decisions or thoughts that she has. It's more like there's almost a little bit of like feeling like she's looking in a mirror with how Morrigan approaches things and her feelings about certain things, which I'm sure Amara, probably feels the same way. But in this instance, like even in Redcliffe, it's not that she wanted to save Redcliffe. It was more that she needed to be able to then get to the castle. She killed the kid so that she could sort that all out so that they could then try and figure out what's happening with Eamon. Now, Eamon's still not good. We still need to get the ashes. But for Amara, it's just get people to help. And sure, they could go ahead and go on a bloodbath through the circle. Amara probably wouldn't care so much. Like, sure, let's go through the circle and kill every mage. She probably doesn't have a heart in it in that way. But at the moment, she's just like, well, if I can get some mages, they're going to certainly help with stopping the blight. And if we can do that quickly, and if the only way that I'm going to get past this barrier is either kill Wynne or get her to help, well, that's just an additional mage to help with the situation. I don't think she would say one. You could have been one of them if things were different. Because I think Morrigan would have... obviously Morrigan would have feelings about that, but it's very empathetic or sympathetic, however you want to think of it. And I don't think that's Amara's traits. We've made a decision. We will help Wynne. Why do you treat the circle with such scorn? Hold your tongue, you harpy. Why do you treat the circle with such scorn? She's just curious.
Look at how they live. Servants of the Chantry. They lack respect for themselves and their own power. Why should I respect them?
Perhaps you were right after all. That's enough. Keep your poisonous thoughts to yourself. Everyone deserves respect, even cruel people like you. I don't like any of these choices. Like, that's very strong as well. Like, can you not just say that's enough? everyone deserves respect, even cruel people like you. It's very, like... I can't, like... Amara couldn't give two shits about a lot of people. Everyone deserves respect, even cruel people like you. And I don't think she sees Morrigan as cruel, either. Because I think about, like, you know, the way that, you know, humans look down on elves. Particularly the Dalish elves. Mara hates humans because of the fact... Also not a huge fan of city elves as well. We know that as part of, like, her parents, she's an orphan. You know, they were attacked. And, you know, there is no love that Amara has for humans or for city elves. So to think of the response, everyone deserves respect, even cruel people like you, would suggest that Amara has respect for everyone, which she doesn't. That's enough to keep your poisonous thoughts to yourself. Makes it seem like she's, like, sympathizing with the Chantry. Like, she's almost saying that you're being blasphemous. But that's not the case. The only one is, perhaps you're right after all, but that means I'm going to have to fight, aren't I? So what is this going to do?
Of course I am right. Save her. Save them all from this half-life.
Your advisor is an apostate. You are more dangerous than I imagined, and you will enter this tower over my dead body.
We will give you your wish, old woman.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! This is not what I thought this would be! We are all about to die. Can I please get out of this prison? Oh gosh. Okay. Oh dear. Where's my dog? Please, please. Dog, go. Go, wolf! Oh, that's not what I wanted. And do I live with it? I'm not happy with that conversation. I wanted Wynne in my party. Do I save Scummit? Oh my wordy lordy. Where's Wynne? Where did Wynne go? Did she disappear off onto the ether because she is a spirit? Or did she run away? What the hell happened to Wynne? I imagine she appears later. Holy moly. Did I kill the children or did they disappear too? Did she run off with the kids? Is that what happened? Because I don't think we are allowed to kill children. How do I feel about this? Is this the right thing? I really wanted Wynne in my party for the sake of having a healer and needing all the help that she could get. I don't like that those were the options that I had, but that was the only option that really worked the best for Amara. And I also don't like that she was persuaded out of a decision. Amara shouldn't be persuaded out of a decision because she's too strong-headed in that sense. She was always going to help Wynne to get not to get the best result, but to stop the abominations, to then get both the mages and the Templars to help. She wants everybody to help out with this fight. So I decided to go back. I don't like how this question got me into a situation got Amara into a situation to say three options that totally did not feel like something that Amara would say, you know? Like, she doesn't view Morrigan as cruel. She would never say everyone deserves respect, because that's not her thing. She also wouldn't say anything about having poisonous thoughts and stuff like that. Like, I don't like how that turned out, and I don't think that was very much an Amara thing. And the fact that, you know, Amara's whole, you know, she's pretty determined on her actions. And so the whole, oh, maybe you're right type situation of going into that fight did not feel like an Amara thing. So I'm sticking with my guns, doing the reload. If people aren't happy, so it goes. I've never had to fight them before. I should have checked out the loot that they had. I should have allowed my curiosity to see that, but not interested to know. So here we are. We're going to actually go with 2, which is I have made my decision. We will help Wynne.
Have it your way.
I will.
Petra, Kenan, look after the others. I will be back soon.
Wynne, are you sure you're all right? You were so badly hurt earlier. Maybe I should come along.
The others need your protection more. I will be all right. Stay here with them. Keep them safe and calm.
Let us be off. We have talked away enough time. Have faith, we will not fail. Try not to throw out your bag. I'm gonna start telling her about her age. Yeah, let us be off. We have talked away enough time.
If you are ready, let us go end this.
Let's go. Alright, so we're going to say goodbye to Elganon, Great War Dog. We're going to have Sten and Morrigan in the party, which is going to be so much fun in this situation. Except, Morrigan, you can just keep your mouth shut. Okay. While Morrigan may not be happy about the situation, I am. And it's not just because Wynne is going to save my butt, but it's also the fact that that whole situation, the way that went down, was totally not Amara coded. And I get that you could argue that it could be, but I was not happy how that played out. I had a certain way I wanted this to go, and now I am going in that direction. I stand with my decisions, so it goes. With that being said, and knowing how I'm feeling right now, what I am going to do is we're going to finish this up with talking to these 3 people and to these children to see what they have to say. I'll loot that chest over there. We'll do our reading time, and then we'll call it a day. So let's get this sorted.
Look after her, will you?
I will, don't worry. Who? She's old enough to look after herself? You sound a little worried. She's old enough to look after herself.
I don't know if she's up to this, especially not after... I just worry.
I really like the colours of your outfit. Don't worry, I'll keep an eye on her. Well, she is getting on in years. But after what? Wynne seems to be a strong woman. Well, she is getting on in years.
Wynne's the strongest person I know. But she's only human. This ordeal has been hard on her.
There's something you're not saying. What do you mean, what happened? I'm not Wynne's keeper, leave me alone. I'm not Wynne's keeper, leave me alone.
Well, thank you for helping us anyway.
No worries, Petra. Apprentice.
Have you ever seen an abomination?
Kinnan.
It is good to see that some wardens survived. We are sorry for the loss of your comrades.
I need to go. I was lucky to have escaped. Loghain is to blame. He betrayed King Kaelin. They should have seen it coming. We don't need your sympathy. We don't need your sympathy.
It is given freely. I cannot help but regret the terrible waste of life. Wynne was at Ostagar. She told us everything upon her return. But why speak of things past? Be careful in there. Stay safe.
That was a really intimidating, like, aggressive shot of him talking to us that felt like I was getting my soul seen into with his eyeballs. Oh my god, take a step back, buddy. Jesus. That was a bit much. Okay. Kelly.
I don't suppose this is what you expected the circle to be like, is it?
Don't have time to chat? No, I always thought it would be more orderly. This is not a common occurrence, I take it. Actually, I'm surprised this doesn't happen more often. I don't have time to chat.
I will pray. May we abandon our tainted bodies to find peace with the Maker.
Yeah, you're crazy, that's right. Oh. Okay, yeah.
Over with.
Chest. Private documents. Thank you. Okay, now with that, we leave ourselves here. With our newly acquired friend, Wynne. We totally didn't kill her before. What a crazy time, let me tell you. And no regrets. I make my choices, and I made the choice to reload, to change that, because that question was out of curiosity more than anything, and Morrigan gave her an answer, and I don't think any of the responses that were there should have been a 4th response, which was, hey, look, you get the opportunity to voice your opinions, but I'm sticking with my decision. And none of those responses were there. They were a little bit too much. Like, just calling Morrigan cruel is not something that Amara would do. And talking about poisonous thoughts, that's a bit much. Like, those were awful choices to have to go with. So I'm happy with how I have decided to play this. And so it goes. So now we're going to move on to reading time to finish off this episode. I don't know if we got a whole lot of codex entries, if I can remember what they were called. Ooh, yep, there's all of our mages' collective journal entries and more stuff for the Blackstone Irregulars. And here's what we're doing. Watchguard of the Reaching. The chaos in the tower has allowed to apprentice... The chaos in the tower has allowed an apprentice to stumble across something ancient and hidden. Find Oliver's notes to reveal a possible secret in the tower. Those are those codex entries we picked up, all those notes. And investigate the circle tower. You met a stubborn old mage. They really like to let you know that she's old. Who insisted that there were innocents within who could be saved. While she may be wrong, this is probably worth investigating. Wynne has joined with you in the hopes that she can still save the circle. That's the point I'm trying to make here, you know. While she may be wrong, this is probably worth investigating. In the sense of, if it's not right, like if she is wrong and everybody has to die, then so it goes. But, like, you know, Amara doesn't care for that stuff and she doesn't move mountains per se. But she's here to just to sort out the main problem and get as many people to help her out with the blood as possible. So I think I made the right choices, but, you know, some others might feel differently, and that's okay. Now on to reading time with the codexes. We're going into characters, and let's see if I'm going to be able to figure out who's updated or changed. Not you. Not you. Here we go. Knight Commander Gregor. It is the innocent folk of Ferelden who matter. I would lay down my life and the life of any mage to protect them. Grim and taciturn, Gregor has been Knight Commander of the Templar forces stationed at the Circle Tower for so many years that hardly anyone except the first enchanter recalls that he is not simply part of the tower itself. He is not just a piece of the furniture. Oh, Rendon Howe. I don't think we've had this before. Only because of that line. It appears it will be civil war after all, despite Darkspawn pity. I'll read this because I don't recall us having to read it before. It appears it will be civil war after all, despite the Darkspawn pity. The Isling of Amaranthine winds along the sinuous northeastern coast of Ferelden. The waking sea is known for its temper, and the storms that sweep in from the warmer northern waters are sudden and brutal. These are the lands of Rendon Howe. He was born during the occupation, and like many of the nobles at the time, joined Prince Maric's rebels. He fought alongside young Bryce Cousland, future Terran of Hyeber, and killed him, and Leonis Bryland, future Earl of Southreach, at the bloody Battle of White River. It was the most catastrophic defeat of the entire occupation, from which only 50 rebel soldiers escaped alive. Although he was decorated for valour by King Maric, Howe's abrasive manners have earned him almost universal dislike among his peers. Oh yeah. First Enchanter Irving. There is no higher office in a Circle Tower than that of First Enchanter. The one who holds this title must not only be an able administrator, but also a mentor, leader, and surrogate parent to all the mages of the tower. Irving has proven himself to be all these things with an added dose of cunning. Most apprentices know that little goes on in the tower that Irving does not know. He can soothe Templars angered by some childish magical prank at the same time that he lauds the pranksters, and everyone walks away satisfied. Isolde has nothing new. Nope. Liliana has something new. There's more to Liliana that had even been apparent at Lothering, however. She spent much of her life as a bard in Orlais, a minstrel, assassin, and spy employed by the nobles of Valro in their elaborate games of intrigue. Anything new for Loghain? His actions sparked a civil war. Loghain's supporters found themselves fighting their neighbours who blamed Loghain for the death of the king, as well as those who simply wished to take advantage of the power vacuum. Anything for you? No. Sten? Nothing. Bantegan? Nothing. Wynne? Anything? No. Zevran! The crows send their regards. Between the Tevinter Imperium, Rivain, and the Free Marchers sits the nation of Antiva. Although it possesses few resources of its own, Antiva's location makes it a centre for trade in the north, and the capital, Antiva City, is the wealthiest in the world. Antiva has virtually no army. The monarchy is too weak to support one. Most Antivans would be hard-pressed even to name the current king, as the true power lies in the hands of a dozen merchant princes, each with a personal army, and each locked in a constant struggle for power against all the others. Anyone would think that Antiva would be a ripe target for invasion by one of their neighbours, but even the Kunari leave Antiva I can read and speak, I promise. Anyone would think, then, that Antiva would be a ripe target for invasion by one of their neighbours, but even the Kunari leave Antiva alone for one very good reason, the House of Crows, except for in the Veilguard. The most efficient, most feared, and most expensive guild of assassins in the world calls Antiva their home, and their reputation alone defends the borders. That will be the last one. It's all in alphabetical order. Alright, notes. Correspondence interruptus. Alright, which is the one that I haven't read? This one. Oh, my dearest Virginia True Royal, regarding Bodice Ripped. Whee. Enclosed us 7 silver and my most heartfelt apologies for said bodice. I would blame the cold ocean spray, the loss of my favourite shirt, the bucking of the stallion, or perhaps the strain of maintaining all such elements while sitting for a portrait, but I was certainly not myself. I hope you will forgive me and not take it upon yourself to find your own determined way in this world. Yours, Sir Rival Grouseman. Nice. Nice. We've got more controls for whatever I've picked up. That's okay. I don't need those. I know how the game works. I say with such confidence and still do things wrong. Quest related. I need the one about... Oh, the Mages Collective. Yep, okay, we'll read that. Despite the Loyalists' grasp on the Mages' political community, many Libertarians and Equitarians have begun to see eye to eye with respect to the Chantry's role in a Mage's daily life. A growing number of mages, particularly those whose magic never strays from the Maker's mandate, feel that the Chantry's constant oversight is a burden upon their creativity and their very will, and one that hinders their ability to do their work. These mages, along with a number of hedge wizards who work their arts outside the Chantry's influence, have formed a shadow guild of sorts, a mages collective, wherein members can submit requests and have them seen to without judgment. This collective manages to work in relative secrecy, their members discreet and their clients anonymous. As of yet, this collective has seen no sanction from the Templars, and there has been no sign that its members are practicing magic of which the Maker would not approve. Still, practicing magic outside of the influence of the Chantry is a dream for some and a dangerous notion for others, and many believe that it is only a matter of time before the veil of secrecy is lifted and the Mages Collective is brought to swift and brutal justice. From a treatise on magic and politics by First Enchanter Josephus. Watchguard of the Reaching. Alright, so this is to do with the ritual that we will eventually need to perform. I'm telling you guys, it's a test like the summoning. Why else would lessons be cancelled? And that outburst in the library with Uldred? An older tome fell to a page on the reaching. I copied what I could before they pushed us out. Ritual note, a sword lowered to strike through and ground. You can't tell me I wasn't supposed to see that. It's too convenient. I'm looking for more and you'd be smart to help. Gant. No, and stop asking. I'm not getting in trouble because of you again. I don't care what's in the basement, and neither do the senior magi. Everything is about Aldred and the upper floors. I don't know what you're digging up, but those tomes are way older than our lessons texts. An apprentice shouldn't touch them. Ritual note. The threads burned from a... Where did that word come from? The threads burned before a giant, spear raised. He stands alone, so whispers are known false. Nolan. Scribbled in the corner. Don't need him. Owain knew. Reaching. Oh. We have read Maleficarum. The Spot. Maker's Wind, Darcy. I said I'd wait, but it's not just a disagreement. Aldred said set abominations loose. One was in my mentor's robe. If you make it here, something in The Spot may help you out. No point in hiding it from the senior mages now, and don't worry about Denry's usual fee for moving his bed. He's dead. Hey. Oh, this is the letter of determination. Letter of termination. Oy. My dear apprentice, I have sent this courier with this note to officially end your period of apprenticeship. I harbour you no ill will, for despite your complete incompetence, you have failed to do lasting harm to myself or my work. Sadly, I will not have a chance to witness your floundering attempts at improvement. When you return from your current errand, your apprenticeship will be over. Now hurry, I have dire need of the supplies I sent you to procure. Sincerely, the Mage Terasta. What an asshole. It's so funny to read. Alrighty, well, no major mind-blowing moments in that codex, but nice little codexes to read nonetheless to build up the area of which we are in with the Circle, learning more about First Enchanter Irving, Gregor, and getting more love letters and reading about the stuff that we will have to do when it comes to that ritual a little later on. Circle, we're finishing off, I should say, episode 9 here before we head deeper into the tower. Now, the Broken Circle questline, as I mentioned before, is not like the most enthralling. Well, I don't want to say the most enthralling. That's not the right word to use. It's a good questline, but I know that the Fade is coming, and the Fade is just a headache to deal with. But so it goes. I'm happy about the fact that we've got Wynne. Don't regret my choices at all. I'm going back. I still can't get over the fact some of the choices, some of the dialogue options, you know, again, there's always this kind of pros and cons when it comes to voiced and non-voiced protagonists or main characters, because, you know, at least with voiced characters, you know exactly what tone you're saying it in, even if your selection may not necessarily show exactly what you're going to say, but at least you know the tone of which it's said, and you have a bit more control over that kind of stuff, whereas when you're not voiced, you're only basing it off of the words that you see, and the tone may be different, and it might change the inference of what you're saying based off of that. And sometimes it makes it a bit difficult to make choices for role-playing decisions, because you kind of go, well, if my character was saying it, they'd be saying it like this, and then obviously the response that you get from the character is like either shock, horror, or upset, or whatever it is, because obviously the tone or the inference is based off of whatever the usual inference of said sentences. So it does make it a little bit difficult sometimes when trying to role play a character like Amara, where, you know, I want it to be clear that she's, I don't want to say impatient, but she's got a job to do. She never wanted it to begin with, and these humans are making her life really hard in doing that. And sure, I mean, she hasn't moved mountains for people. She has killed humans just because they've been annoying. But nothing in what has happened here, particularly with that conversation with Wynne, was necessarily something that she would go, no, okay, I'm just killing everybody here because you're all just annoying me and I just need to get on with this. Wynne being like, hey, look, I'll come with you. I'll bring down the barrier. Let's go. Does not stop the situation. Like, you know, it doesn't cause in... If anything, Morrigan was the reason why that conversation took longer than it needed to, you know? And so, like, Amara's just trying to do what she needs to do and get the people she needs to help. And she'll kill humans if she feels like, you know, they're in the way. Like, if Wynne turns around and, you know, does blood magic, for example, which I know she doesn't, but say if she did, you know, Amara's going to be like, absolutely not. See you later. Bye. I'm not interested in that. Just as she's not interested in abominations. It'll be interesting to play out Amara's reaction when she finds out about Wynne basically being an abomination herself, with a spirit rather than a demon. So that will be an interesting conversation on how she feels about that. There's a whole storyline with Wynne, and there are certain things that I just go, I don't want to lose that. Like, same with the choices that can be made with the Urn of Sacred Ashes. Sure, you can go ahead and desecrate the ashes. Sure, that might be something that Amara would consider doing on the basis that she doesn't believe in Andraste, the Maker. She only believes in her gods. But that means that you lose Liliana. And then she comes back as a ghost, I guess, in the next games. But I'm not doing that. I will find choices that make sense to Amara still. That means that we still get, you know, the characters or the storylines that we need, but also, at the end of the day, to make sure we have the people that we need to defeat the Blight, you know? So that's how I stand with this and the choices. I'm not upset about my decision about reloading. I will do it if I need to in these situations where I feel like the choices have led me down a path that I don't think is the actual path that I wanted to take with Amara. And so it goes, and I'm happy to be with that. If this was a first time playthrough, this would be different. I wouldn't be reloading, but I've played this game plenty of times. I know how this all goes. So it goes. I'm not going to keep talking about it, because then it's going to make it seem like I'm regretting the decision. And I'm not. So anyway, with that all being said, we finish off episode 9 here, about to head deeper into the circle and stuff, fighting some abominations, and to eventually get to Cullen and see Cullen. Hey, we get to see him. And then get ourselves up to Irving, and you know, we also have to deal with the Fade. We will get through it. It's gonna be a time. We'll get there. It's just part of the playthrough. We have to do it. So with that all being said and done, I'm going to close off the episode here. Thank you so much for watching along, and hopefully you enjoyed this episode. It was a little bit of a different type of episode, getting to the party camp, talking to the different characters, getting yelled at by Alistair, having the first ever like negative interaction of being like, what do you need now? Like, oh my god, that's so new to me. Anyway, having some of those interactions, romancing Liliana a little bit, getting to the circle. Not a whole lot done in this episode, but still a lot of fun. No mind-blowing codexes, as I said, but we're building and we're going, and here we are. So, as I said, thank you so much for watching. I look forward to continuing to analyse this story as we move on to episode 10, where we hopefully complete the Circle Tower quest, but I have a feeling that we're probably going to... Probably not, because it is a big quest. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to keep along with the story analysis journey and to see the episodes as they come out. Like the video as well. Ring the bell if you want to be notified, and all that fun stuff. Really enjoyed this episode and enjoying spending this time with you going through this story analysis in episode 9. I look forward to seeing you for episode 10. Thank you again. Bye.